Want to know how to grow hundreds of seeds with very little effort? Well, today's video, I'm showing how I do that using milk jugs. You may have heard of the trend of winter sowing using milk jugs. And in this video, I'm going to share with you what I'm planting in my milk jugs for the month of February. Bear with me, I had a cold last week and my voice is still recovering. So you might hear that sometimes it gets like cracky and becomes more of a whisper. You needed to get this content out before February started so that if you wanted to plant things in the month of February, I could show you what I'm planting. In this video, I'm not going to be going into a lot of detail about how to, for instance, set up your milk jug or all the other details that go along with winter sowing. But because I have another video that goes into a lot of those details that I'll link right up here. You might be able to tell that I have used these milk jugs for a few seasons. They've been lasting, I think, maybe 3-ish seasons before I end up having to replace them. They can last a pretty long time, what I'm really thankful for. Whenever I talk about winter sowing, a lot of the questions I get is like, what can I plant in winter sowing and when? So I'll answer the when question. The when question is usually in your latter part of winter and some of your coldest months, believe it or not. For a lot of people, that'd be January, February, and March. I do most of my planting February and March. Really, the only thing I plant in January is onions that I would plant in these winter sowing jugs, and then maybe some wildflowers. Besides that, I mostly wait till February to plant most everything else, just because I found that seems to just be a better time for me. I garden in Washington State in Zone 8B in the PNW, so my last frost is April 30th. If that is helpful to you, because if your frost date is earlier or later, it may adjust when you plant your things. Now let's answer the question of what to plant. What I tell people is that what you are doing with winter sowing is you are replacing having to plant things indoors. Things that you might have planted indoors, you're now planting in these jugs. For some things, they are still best sown directly into the garden. For instance, carrots. Carrots are just best if you plant them straight into the garden and don't try to transplant them by starting them indoors and transplanting them later. But for some other things, let's say lettuce, that you might have started indoors and then moved outdoors and transplanted, you can now try planting them in a winter sown jug. You're going to have to look at your seeds to figure out what is best, what is recommended. Usually your seed packer will tell you if it's best to put the seed directly in your soil in the garden, or if you can transplant it, start it indoors sooner. Technically, I know of some people who have been able to plant tomatoes in these jugs and get harvests out of them. I think if you have a long enough growing season, that can work for you. But for me, I just don't have a long enough growing season and my springs are long and very cool. So I have noticed for me, my best success is for things that are cool season crops or, well, I'll go over the whole list. But I've pretty much noticed that my best success is when I do cool season stuff. Okay, so let's go over the list of things that I plant in February and March mostly. So the first one are brassicas, any of the brassicas. So cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, kale, all of those are fantastic to plant in the winter sowing jugs. The other one is, well, I just threw it, but I have it actually right here, onions. And I personally like to plant these January, but February is not too late to plant onions in most locations. And they do really well in these jugs. I hardly even pay attention to them. Another one is lettuces and spinach. So, greens, you could do head lettuce. I feel like spring mixes are still best kind of direct sown into the garden, but like head lettuce does really well in these jugs. Okay, and then the last ones are some flowers, actually quite a few flowers, and then herbs, and not all herbs, but quite a few herbs. I had my biggest harvest of basil a few years ago by planting it in winter sowing jugs in February. And I mean, that basil was absolutely beautiful, and I had a lot of it because I just tossed a bunch of seeds in. I basically am planting these all through February and into March. I try to make sure that I'm done planting things by the middle of March in my location, because at that point it starts getting too warm, and so I need to be planting things, actually transplanting things in like April from my sowing jug, so it doesn't give them quite enough time to grow. So the cool thing about using these winter sowing jugs is they're like mini greenhouses. So the seeds will not germinate until your soil in your jugs reaches the optimal temperature that seed needs to germinate. And once that soil reaches the optimum temperature, the seeds will germinate and they will grow in that jug. You leave this hole at the top open so you can get water in there, so it waters it for you. And the doming effect here just creates a little warm. In fact, you'll get condensation on the inside just from the plants and the soil and the water inside, creating all this water droplets on the inside, and it's much warmer in there than it is out. So like I said, I'm not going into a lot of details on how to actually do this, but I'll just kind of go through it really briefly. So I use potting mix. I don't use seed starting mix because these seeds are going to be in here. The seedlings are going to be in here for quite a while. So they need nutrition. So I do potting mix and I add some worm castings. I pre-moistened it so it's I can kind of pack it in there, and so I don't have to water it right away. And then also if you do water, the seeds aren't like floating away, because potting soil is naturally hydrophobic. It repels water. So I pre-moisten my potting mix. I put it in the jug about that full there, and then I'm just going to plant my seeds right in here, and then I'll show you how I tape it up and all that good stuff. So for today's video, I'm planting onions. It's the very end of January, but for you, if it's February and you're watching this, you can still plant onions. Another question I get a lot of is like, how much? Like how many seeds? Like for instance, these seeds are pretty small. How many do I put in this jug? Honestly, I don't have any seeds left of this. I'm just going to plant them all in there. But the nice thing with this method is that for onions in particular, they can be planted pretty densely and then separated at planting time. So I don't mind if they're pretty clustered together. For some other plants, you might need to tease them apart a little bit to plant them. So I'm planting about that many seeds of onion. This is Patterson storage onion. I got this from Territorial Seed Company, and I'm just going to sprinkle it right in there. Nothing fancy, just sprinkle right in. Can't see them because they're black, but they're just kind of scattered all over. And then I'm going to take a very fine layer of soil over top. I'll put the glove on just because the soil's cold and I'm cold. And then you're just going to pat that in. Very, very, like maybe a 1/4 inch of soil, not very much. In fact, some like pansies and stuff, you don't want to even cover them at all. You need to leave them, they need to be able to get the light to germinate. Your seed packet will tell you that. Another cool thing about doing winter sowing jugs is that the hardening off phase is shortened by quite a bit because the plants are already kind of used to the cooler weather, so you don't have to worry about like them just dying from the cold weather. They're even kind of used to the sunlight, even though it's filtered through this. They're more used to the conditions that they're going to be planted into the garden with. So you don't really have to go more than like 3 to 4 days of hardening off once it's time to plant these seedlings. And I love that. And how you harden off it's so easy is that you literally just take the tape off and open it up for, the first day, maybe a couple hours, close it again. It's definitely at night. Next day, open for a few more hours, close it. And then like by the next day, I would just leave it all open all day, maybe close it at night. And then the next day, like you could plant them or leave them open at night. It's that easy, okay? Like 3 to 4 days and you're ready to get these out in your garden. Okay, and then the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna tape this baby shut. This is always the hardest part for me. So I'm gonna get as much tape as I think I need. Oh gosh, I almost lost it. I always start at one corner and go around. A little extra won't hurt. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, hi Yuki. Are you saying hi? I know, Mom's not outside much this time of the year. Okay, That was really not a great job, but you can see that I taped it up. So now the only part that is open to the elements is up here, and then there are drainage holes that I poked on the bottom previously. I didn't have to do it this time, but there are drainage holes on the bottom. I add drainage holes on the side as well, and you leave this open so that water, snow, condensation can get inside to keep your soil moist. But you do need to check it now and then to make sure that it's getting water. So usually I just lift it up, and if it feels light, you'll know it's time to water. If it feels like this or heavier, then it's okay. You do need to kind of pay attention to the weather with these, not as much as you might think, but if your plants have germinated and you are going to have very cold temperatures, like below 30 degrees, it might be smart to put a sheet or a blanket or something like that on over top your jugs, just to protect your little seedlings. If your seeds have not germinated, there's no need to do that. That is so nice about this, is you almost plant it and just forget about it until it's planting time to transplant it. I shouldn't say it's totally, like, you do need to kind of check on things, make sure it's getting watered, but it's so low maintenance and it's not taking up a bunch of room in your house or your greenhouse. I think in this one I might plant some pansies, because I love adding flowers throughout my garden, and pansies are just so pretty, and it's just kind of tucked in and around your garden, and they do need some cold. Seeds need some cold to germinate, so if I plant it now, I'll actually get some good blooms. I have some really pretty pansy mixes that I got from Baker Creek. Ooh, a lot of birds flying overhead. So I just think they're just really lovely. All right, here's my buddy Liam. So with this one, very tiny seeds, and you can't really see it. I didn't really plan this well, so you could see.
Those are tiny.
Yeah, we're just gonna put them right over top.
Can I see?
Yep.
Oh.
Good. I love including flowers in the garden. It brings a lot of joy for me, and it helps with pollinating, helps with pest control. So having flowers around your garden is actually an essential part of your ecosystem. So don't be afraid, especially doing it in this method. Some people are like, oh, I don't have the space in my house to start all these flowers from seed. Don't do that. Just either direct sow or try them in these jugs, because it takes no space in your house or your greenhouse. And then I literally just tuck flowers in any little gaps around my garden. I'm tucking, especially like pansies like this that are small, I'm just tucking them in and around all these other things. With herbs are a bit trickier, because some herbs are really just best planted directly in your garden. For example, cilantro, it does actually tolerate some cold temperatures, and I have planted them in my winter sowing jugs, but I felt like they didn't transplant super well. So I feel like those are best to just plant straight into your garden. Some examples of herbs that are really great to do in the winter sowing jugs is basil, and there's so many different kinds. Dill, and parsley. If you want to dabble in some warm season crops to plant in the winter sowing jugs, I would wait closer to the very end of your winter. So for me, I would say probably starting in March. But some examples that worked well for me are squash, summer squash, like zucchini, and even winter squash. You know, like the moringa here that I really like. Because they germinate so quick and they grow very fast, I have had luck with doing them in the winter sowing jugs, but I tend to actually still plant them indoors, because I feel like I had better results planting them indoors than in the jugs, but they did okay in the jugs. So if you have warmer springs, you might have better success than I did. And then the only other example was a cucumber, because once again, it's very fast growing. It's fast to germinate, fast to grow. Some people say it's just best to plant it straight in the soil, but I do tend to transplant it, because, like I said, my springs are so cool that I want to get a head start on them. So I will sometimes plant these in the jugs, but I wait till March for those. But you are welcome to dabble and play around. I mean, hey, if you find these jugs, like I went to a coffee store and said, or coffee shop and said, hey, can I take some of your jugs for, save your jugs for the next week, put them in a plastic trash bag and I'll take them. It cost me nothing to have these. So for me, I liked experimenting with like, okay, let's try tomato. Let's see what it does. It didn't do well for me, but it might for you. So don't be afraid to test it out. Don't be afraid to experiment and see how these jugs work for you. You might lose a few seeds, but maybe just plant a few seeds, maybe like just 2 or 3. In fact, I wanted to make a note of that. So with smaller seeds, you could just scatter like a small handful like I showed earlier. But with bigger seeds like the squash, for instance, and the cucumbers, I would plant probably about 4 to 6 seeds per container, probably closer to the 4 end, maybe even less if you wanted. And then you would be separating them and planting them. So you just kind of like tease them apart as best you can, keeping as much of the root ball as you can with the plant before you plant them in. Okay, so the last thing that you need to know is where to put them once you're done with them. So I have put them on my deck. I have put them on my grass, and both of those had drawbacks. First of all, it's best to put it on your soil because your soil it will warm it, I guess you could say. It insulates it. So it's best to put it on soil or grass. The problem with the grass when I put it in grass is my husband had to mow around it. It was like super annoying for him. So what I have actually done this year is I am putting them in this empty bed right now. Well, it has asparagus, but the asparagus hasn't come up yet. And so I'm going to try it and see, because they're on the soil. They're off the grass where my husband has to mow. And the asparagus will come up in the center of the bed, but they're not coming up in the side. So I'm just going to do kind of a row of them along here and see how it goes. So yeah, and they're going to get sunlight. This bed gets a lot of sunlight. They'll get rain. So this is a great spot for them, where they're going to get all the benefits that they need, and then my husband doesn't have to mow around them. To wrap up, like I said, this video up here is going to give you way more information than I can give you right now. This was more just like, this is what I'm planting, and also just answering a few questions, common questions that I get from a lot of people. I hope this video was helpful for you, and that you are going to give it a try, experiment, and see how it goes. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how easy it is and how well your plants do inside, especially the ones that I mentioned that I had success with. I think you'll have success with them too. So give it a try. Thanks for following along. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, give it a hit, because I have some awesome videos that I'm going to be bringing out this year. And if you have tried winter sowing before, let me know in the comments below how successful it was. Thanks for joining me today. Feel out of